morning, everybody. It's a great pleasure to welcome such a distinguished guest from so many countries here. My name is Richard Lauterbach. I'm a consultant in neonatology for District Cracow and the head of department, neonatal department at the Jagiellonian University. It's a real pleasure for me as a host of this region to welcome you to this very intensive and very exceptional meeting. I like to wish you a fruitful time, and apart from this very sophisticated knowledge, you wish also you should also feel an atmosphere of this city, which is a traditional city, and origin come from the 9th century. So I hope you will spend a fruitful time in Krakow. Thank you.
Thank you very much for choosing this seminar. Thank you for choosing Krakow, for choosing Poland. We have a great faculty, and I would like to especially thanks to George Zinbrunner, because it's our 8th IPOKRaTES meeting, and George strongly invite us to organize the next. So it is thanks to you, George. Thank you.
Dzień dobry, good morning, goeiemorgen, and other languages I don't want to exert. But I want to thank, first of all, the hosts for being so kind to organize all necessary that we can meet here in a beautiful city, in a beautiful venue, in a very comfortable place. And for that, I want to give them a present. One is for immediate glucose raising. These are Mozart spheres. We don't have yet IPOKRaTES triangles, but we will have that soon. But we do have an IPOKRaTES tie, which you can wear instead of that one. And of course, Janusz, as an old friend and organizer, also gets Mozart spheres and also an IPOKRaTES tie. And dziękuję bardzo for being such a perfect host. Good? Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure for me to be here. First of all, I would like to thank the lecturers, because without lecturers there is no IPOKRaTES seminar, and particularly Peter Davis, who came from the down under, or up, what is it called, upper, to Krakow, and also Jerome Jäger from Canada, and then Anton, an old IPOKRaTES lecturer and friend from Rotterdam, no, from Amsterdam. Well, it's also nearby, so excuse me if I mix. And of course, my very old friend, Andreas Flemmer. I, of course, want to thank you for coming, because a seminar without audience is also very irrealistic. It's like holding a mass without any participants. The Pope was elected yesterday, so you excuse me, as theology student, I have to allude to some of the structures in the church or in IPOKRaTES. I welcome you all very much, and I learned that there are also 2 people from Iraq. Is that true? Are they here? Yeah, Yom Said, Kaifa Haluk. I'm pleased that you made it here, and I greet you specially because you are the first ones from Iraq. And I understand also someone from Sierra Leone. Can't see any black African here yet. Maybe he's still busy or thought snow was too awful to come. Anyway, I don't want to waste the valuable time, but I want to give you a short account what IPOKRaTES is all about. First, my name is George Zinbrunner, just to make that clear. I'm the founder, and I was also the chairman for at least 31 years, and now I'm the chief executive officer, because we now have an IPOKRaTES Foundation with a high-ranking board, with high-ranking members, and it's a foundation by German law. I also want to still greet a few special friends like Michael Kaplan and Professor Borkowski, who is here. IPOKRaTES stands for International Postgraduate Organization for Knowledge Transfer, Research and Teaching Excellent Students like you. The mission is to provide excellent biomedical education, but also to foster young researchers, scientists, and in recent years we thought it was necessary to widen the aspect of IPOKRaTES into issues of health and education, social justice and human dignity, because it doesn't make sense to learn how to raise a 500-gram baby and then it dies from gastroenteritis or other human deficiencies. And also human justice and human dignity must be part of this teaching of IPOKRaTES. The philosophy of IPOKRaTES, which made IPOKRaTES from a very small plant into a huge worldwide tree, is based on a philosophical idea that teaching and learning is a form of spiritual life. That means it's one of the highest forms you can achieve, and I just want to remind you, learning is one of those privileges and pleasures you have, and teaching the same. So this implies that teachers are devoted teachers, and they are even prepared to fly economy class from Melbourne to Cracow. And on the other hand, the learners will be here all the time, will not go shopping, or definitely not shopping and also not sightseeing, but be here because you like to learn. The idea always was that you profit more from a handful excellent professors than from, say, 20 mediocre or 100 beginners. So we have always chosen the very best people, as you will experience in a short moment. And we also have never made the audience too large, because I can see each of you. I can see whether you will use your handy or file your nails. And so you are a group, but visible individuals. That's very important for the lecturers, because also the feedback is very immediate, right? If you see one row after the other falling asleep, you must do something about it, yes? But this will not happen. You will be awake all day long. So, just to show you the development of IPOKRaTES, mainly postgraduate seminars, but since 1994 we also have student seminars, as you can see here, and also some science and nursing seminars in the last years. Nursing, by the way, when you get the program, please pass it on to your nurses, because we don't have really access to the nurses. So it's one of the things you should cooperate with IPOKRaTES by passing on. So this is my favorite movie. It has also individual steps, but to make it short, it spread from a small village in Austria. We didn't even have a room for lecturing when we started. It was a farmhouse which was dilapidated, you know. There was no teaching room. We all had it in the open air, and when it rained, we went under this cover where the farmer had the cars, carriages, you know. But then it spread, and as you can see, it has spread to many places, and even some more places, India and Philippines and Africa. And when you group the world into IPOKRaTES countries, you can see IPOKRaTES has been factually in all countries, but this is a little misconcept, because we only were in Petersburg, but whole Russia is colored in here. So I just want to warn you, this is not the real picture. Anyway, IPOKRaTES functions in a very lean management way. There is one person in Mannheim, which you might have come across, Annette Oehmann, who does all the work together with me and others, and particularly the designing of program is done internationally by Americans, by me, and then it's disseminated, the program. Registration is all done on internet, and then the important role is the local host. We have about more than 50 local hosts in the world, you know, where all those arrows went to, and maybe one of you, I would also offer it to the Iraqi colleagues, we can have that in Iraq as well, or other places. And then all accounting is done by the headquarters, so it's a very lean management. I said IPOKRaTES provides excellent biomedical education. Is that true, or is it fantasy? Is it a lie? No, neither fantasy nor a lie. We have evaluated all seminars since 1993 up to 2004. The average was 1.4, but since 2005 it's 1.3, and in 2012 it was 1.313. And what does that mean? It means that 70% of the audience give the best possible mark, and 30% gives the next best. No 3, no 4, no 5. 5 is the worst. By the way, for those who fill in the forms, you might have a different system. More points is better. The Austrian way is the other way around. 1 is the best, 5 is the worst. Anyway, I believe this is something no other organization has achieved in terms of quality. And I'm confident it will be similar here. So that's the meaning of 1.3. The American Academy of Pediatrics has bestowed the Neonatal Education Award to IPOKRaTES, and I was the representative, and you can see here left Judy Eschner and myself and Roe. I also want to thank sponsors, but IPOKRaTES is basically a foundation which manages to cover most of the costs also from the participation fee and needs only a little industrial support, which means we're independent. No lecturer is ever pushed onto a program. It's only the very best who teach. And I think this is an important thing. I want to also make clear now that we have IPOKRaTES TV teleeducation. When you go to the website, you will find that under www.IPOKRaTES.info, IPOKRaTES lecturers over the last 3-4 years have been, 3 years at least, have been recorded. And please listen, from April the 2nd until the end of April, all lectures are free available without paying any fee to view it. So please remember, 1st of April, usually you make a joke, but this is real. From the 2nd of April, all lectures are free, available for you. Tell your colleagues, okay? Finally, also, one big request before I end, and that's the end. Please give us your email addresses from your colleagues, from as many people as you know, because otherwise mailing is incredibly expensive via hard copies. It's costs us 15,000 euros. So any email address which comes in saves money and lowers or keeps the price as it is. So thank you very much for listening. A last note is the success of the seminar also depends on you. You are not in an opera house where the singers are here and the audience is there. You are at an IPOKRaTES seminar. That means you have the right and actually the duty to ask the questions you never dared to ask before, right? Woody Allen, in a new way. So I wish you a successful seminar. Do not forget that you are allowed to ask questions, any question, or questions you didn't dare to ask. There is a special time for it after each lecture, enough time, okay? All we have to do is to finish the program in the morning, the lectures which are there, and the other in the evening, not shifted to the next day. So, thank you very much. Dziękuję bardzo.